Okay, namaste. So I'm going to start on the topic today is self-realization, and I'm going to start with the explanation, a little bit explanation about spirituality, meditation, and then I'll go into this self-realization. And but I want to start with a mantra. So let me just recite it, and you can, if you want, you can repeat behind me. Otherwise, you just listen to me. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupoham, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupoham, Shitoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Nityoham, Shitoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Nityoham, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupoham. Okay. So spirituality, what is spirituality? Spirituality is the word made of two words, is a combination of two words, spirit and personality. So all the information about us as a spirit, as a person, as a personality comes under spirituality. So everything that we see and perceive as ourselves, as a spirit, as a person also, will be covered under spirituality. Now spirituality, under the spirituality, we assume, we say, or we know that there is only one energy in the whole universe, and we are a part of that energy, and everything is made of that one energy, whether it's living or non-living things, or whatever we see, the universe and the galaxies and different galaxies, anything and everything that we can think of or perceive of is made of that one energy. Now so we are a part of that energy. We are that energy ourselves. Okay, so we are the spirit or the personal part of that energy. So if we say that we are that energy, that means we are the spirit of spirit rather than the body and the mind that we perceive ourselves. Now the energy, as you know, cannot be created or destroyed. It can be remanifested in different forms, but it cannot be created or destroyed. It stays, but it remanifests itself it can remanifest in any form that it wants to. So now we are, as a spiritual beings, we are the spiritual beings. We are not the body and the mind, as we understand ourselves, as we see ourselves. And as a spiritual beings, we are the spirit. We are that energy ourselves, and being a part of that energy, the whole part of that whole energy, we also have the same powers as that energy. So so we are basically the spiritual beings. Now meditation, the word meditation also is made of two words, mind, attention. So wherever we put our mind's attention, we are meditating on that aspect. So so that is the so if we are meditating, if we are thinking or meditating on something negative, thinking of something negative, then we are meditating on that aspect. If we are thinking of something positive, something spiritual, then we are meditating on that aspect. So meditation is also made of two words, mind, attention. Now self-realization. Let's talk about self-realization. What is self-realization? Self-realization is a word where, yes, yes. So it means, it's self-explanatory. It means self is ourselves, and realization, realizing who we really are, what is our true nature. Now, first of all, as I just explained, that we are the spiritual beings. We are not the body and the mind. We are the energy, the consciousness, the soul, the spirit, whatever we want to name it as. The words don't matter, but understanding does, or the energy. So we are the energy part. We are the spiritual beings who have come into this world to have the different experiences, humanly experiences, and where we come to learn and grow. That is our purpose, to grow as a spiritual our energy, and to know ourselves as a spiritual being, to experience ourselves as a spiritual being. So that is our basic goal of every spirit that has come into this world as a human being. Now, as a spiritual being, we are using 5 bodies. So we are a spirit, but the spirit has to use 5 bodies to have the human experience. And these 5 bodies, as you know, are, first is the physical body made of food and water. Second body is the breath body, or the breathing. That is also known as prana. It's also known as emotional body. So we are using the breath to stay alive and also keep the physical body alive. And third body is the mental body, mind. And mind is thoughts. So we use the thoughts to have the experiences in this world. Then fourth body is the intellect body, which is again all our memories, all our fears, phobias, all our experiences, everything is stored in that intellect body. It's intelligence. So intelligence is coming from our past experiences. So all the information about us, our likes, dislikes, everything is stored in the intellect body, and we use that body also to make decisions. It helps us to make decisions. And the last body is the spiritual body, which is the voice of our consciousness, also known as blissful body, and it is guiding us in the right direction. Also, we are full of bliss and peace, and we are seated in our nature. Now, what is our nature? Sat Chit Anand. That is the eternal existence, the fact, the knowledge that we are eternal, we are the spiritual beings, we are the energy, we are not the body and the mind. We have the eternal existence. That is the truth about us. Chit is the knowledge, the awareness, knowledge about us as a spiritual beings, as a personality, and also the awareness to deal with all the situations that come across in our life, in our day-to-day life. So that is the Chit. And the third is the Anand. Anand is the bliss, peace, love, happiness, joy. That is our nature basically. Now, if that is our nature but we cannot feel it, then there has to be a reason, right? Why if our nature is bliss, peace, happiness, joy, love, then how come we are not able to experience that, or we are not in touch with our own nature? And that is because our nature, basically, we are connected to our nature in a spiritual body, but it is covered by other 4 bodies. So other 4 bodies is like a baggage that we are carrying, and the layers of those bodies and the layers of those impressions are covering our own nature. As a result, we are not able to experience it. So self-realization is basically removing those layers of all those 5 bodies and getting seated or coming in contact with our own nature of Sat Chit Anand. So self-realization is realizing what is our true nature. Our true nature is Sat Chit Anand. Also, coming to know as ourselves as a blissful body, as a happy, joy, love, seated in, full of knowledge, and as an energy, as an eternal being. Now, if I'm talking about self-realization, it doesn't mean that me telling you it's not a bookish knowledge. Just by reading about it, or just by listening to a lecture or to some other people, it's not, you're not going to get self-realized. For self-realization, you have to work towards it. So that means that self-realization is an experience that we go through. So we go through the experience where we see ourselves separate from the body and the mind, and we also experience that joy, that bliss, that love, that peace, everything that I'm explaining. We go through, we experience that ourselves, and full of light and love, and we see that ourselves, and also we get all the knowledge about us as a, not only as a personality but also as a spiritual being. So we get all the knowledge, and we also experience ourselves as eternal beings. So we go through an experience. It's not about just reading through the books and or getting to know from somebody else that you get the experience. Even if you have the knowledge, and if you are not going through the experience, you are not self-realized. No matter, you will understand it, what you are. I can through the Gyan Marg, but you will not be able to experience it. And experience is important for you to liberate yourself. So self-realization is an experience. When we go through that, we do not have to, we can break the cycle of birth and death. So we do not have to come back into this cycle of birth and death. That means we do not have to take another birth. We can, if we want, just be a part of the energy, one with the eternal energy, be seated in our own blissful form, and we don't, it's like we go and merge into the God's energy. So we become God ourselves. So basically we understand that we are the God. That is what the whole self-realization experience is all about. Okay, now, so that is what it is. So why should we have it? As I said, the reason why we should go through, make an effort to realize who really we are is why? Because not only does it give us all this peace, love, happiness, joy that we are looking for in this world, but also stress-free life. It will give us stress-free life. Also, whatever we want in this world, in the material form, in and non-material form, whatever it is, we will have so much of power. It comes with a lot of powers, and it comes with a lot of energy, so, and a lot of focus, that we can attract anything to ourselves. That means we will be able to manifest whatever we think in a minute. We won't have to wait for a long time to manifest things as we do have to wait right now. So because the energy is so high vibrating, as soon as the thought comes, it gets manifested right away. This is one of the powers that I'm talking about. There are a lot of other powers that we get along with this experience. So this is the reason, and then we get seated into our quest for the material world also diminishes. In fact, we start, we get more oriented towards the service towards the others. So we want to share the bliss, the peace that we are feeling. We want to share that, and then we have more of a, basically become an instrument in the hands of the universe to help others. So that's the reason you want, everybody striving for everything that we do in this universe. We are doing it for happiness. We are trying to find happiness through material things, through relationships, through doing different things in the world, trying to have different experiences. And what are we seeking? Just happiness and joy. And that you automatically get, whether you are doing any experience, going through an experience or not. And if there is an experience that you're going through, it will be stress-free. It will be, you'll manifest anything and everything in a minute. So that is one of the reasons why we should strive and work through for the self-realization experience. Also, the reason for our birth is also the because we want to learn and grow. We want to learn about ourselves, who we really are, the reason for our, we want to finish off our desires, we want to finish our karmic debts, and we want to gain this knowledge about ourselves as a spiritual being. So for that, bookish knowledge is not going to work. We have to go through the experience, and for that we have to work towards it. Okay, and I will explain you how to do that. So that is so what is the process now? What is the process through which we can attain this self-realization experience? So I'm going to make it very simple. So I just sang the mantra Shivoham, 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 Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Nityoham. So Shivoham means I am the Shiva, I am that energy, I am the God. That's basically what it means. I am that God that everybody worships. So I am that. You don't have to worship somebody else. Okay? So that is Shivoham. Shuddhoham. Now it's laying out the process through which you can attain that state of Shivoham. So the process is Shuddhoham. Shuddhoham means purification, 100% purification. That means you have to be totally God. As we know, if we think of God, what do we see? That He is totally pure, right? 100% purification. So that is what we have to bring into ourselves, 100% purification. Shuddhoham. Then Buddhoham. So as the purification happens, all the negative layers that we have collected on top of our nature, that is in all our 5 bodies, whatever the negativities that we have created and we have collected, that will be removed. Those layers will start getting removed, and once all the layers of negativity get removed, we will have the experience of self-realization. So Shuddhoham is the most important part, and that is the process which all the religions are doing at this point. Okay. Then Buddhoham, and because if you see, all the religions are trying to teach you how to be a good human being and how to coexist in peace and love. That's all they are teaching you. So they are only concentrating on the purification part. Their main concentration is that, because they have created so many do's and don'ts, rules and regulations, commandments, and all that, just to teach you how to purify yourself. Okay, that is Shuddhoham. Then Buddhoham, I'm going to explain that in detail in a minute, but let me explain the Buddhoham. Now, what do you mean by Buddhoham? Buddhoham, he means I am a Buddha. You heard the word Buddha in Buddhism. What does Buddha means? Buddha means a person which has full knowledge of himself and of the universe and everything that he perceives. So Buddha is full of knowledge and awareness. And that automatically happens when you remove the negative layers from your intellect body and from your mind, and also from all your 5 bodies. The information automatically starts flowing in. Now your mind is a small, it's limited. So either it can be full of garbage, all the information that you've collected, or you can remove those layers of information and make space for the knowledge to flow in when you connect with the universe. So that automatically happens as the purification happens. So as you are getting purified, more and more knowledge will come into your mind automatically from the universe. You don't have to read any book. And if you do read a book, you will be able to understand it without anybody having to explain it to you. Okay, so that is Buddhoham. So you are full of knowledge and awareness. You become a Buddha yourself. Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham. So what happens as a result of getting all the knowledge and all the awareness? You become free. Free of all the vices, free of all the negativities, free of all the bondages that are holding you and keeping you bonded into these 5 bodies. all the fears, phobias, all the likes, dislikes, everything, you get rid of them. You become a totally free person. Nothing bothers you, not even the death, not even the death is the biggest fear any human being can have, and that also disappears. So muktoham, so you become freedom, 100% freedom. And then lastly, nityoham. Nityoham means that you are now situated in your own nature of Satchitanand. Nityoham, you stay in balance, samta. You live a life of with samta. Samta means balance. So balanced life, full of joy, peace, love, knowledge, and happiness, and also knowledge about yourself as a spiritual being rather than this body and the mind. So that is the process basically. So this mantra explains you what is the process. If we go through this process, automatically we will get the self-realization experience. Okay. Now let's see Shuddhoham. Let's see how to cleanse those 5 bodies that we are talking about. Shuddhoham, how to become to 100% purification, how to achieve that. Now let's see, we have 5 bodies. The first body being the physical body, right? Physical body is made of food and water. Okay. So what kind of a food will make our body purified? The food that gets digested within 3 to 4 hours is the best food for our body. It's called sattvic food, sattvic bhojan, sattvic food. Sattvic meaning that food will get digested within 3 to 4 hours after eating. So the food should actually leave our body, because then all the nutrients that we need from the food will be taken into our bloodstream, and all the waste should come out of the body so that we are ready to eat the next meal. Now, if the food we are eating is going to sit in our stomach for more than 5 hours, then that food is not sattvic. The food should be pure and healthy, and which can digest very quickly into our body. So the meats that we usually eat, they take a long time to digest. So if they are going to sit in our stomach, say like beef, it takes 10 to 12 hours to digest that food, beef. Now if it's going to sit in our stomach, naturally lot of our energy is going to be used to digest that food. So we are using our energy, instead of using that energy for ourselves, for doing other things, we're giving us more energy to do other activities and to use it in our mind, to clarify our mind and improve our focus. We are using it for the digesting that food. So not only our energy is getting used up, but also that food which is sitting in our stomach is fermenting and is creating acidity, and as a result is creating damages to different organs. Our organs have to work overtime and are stressed out just trying to digest the food. So we have to be a little cautious that we eat the right kind of food, the food that will digest within 3 to 4 hours. And fruits and vegetables, nuts, grains, all these other foods which do digest within 3 to 4 hours. So our stomachs are not made to basically digest heavy meats because they sit in our stomach. And then when the flesh that we are eating also carries all the hormones of the animal which was killed, full of fear and anguish and helplessness, all those hormones are also going into our bloodstream, creating a angry person, changing our nature. The more we concentrate on the meat, the more we go towards our nature becomes basically more angry. So first is the physical body. So we have to watch what we are eating. So that's how we can keep our physical body healthy, just by watching and be cautious about what we are eating, having a sattvic food. Secondly, the breath body or the emotional body. Now our emotions are connected to the breath, as you know. So as you know, if you are very angry, your breath is very fast, and when you are very peaceful, your breath is very long and steady. So if you are having emotional problems, then just doing different yogic exercises of pranayama, breathing exercises, that will help to control the emotional problems. So just doing deep breaths or doing pranayama on a regular basis will raise your energy and will try eliminate that emotions of anger and greed and stress and whatever we are holding inside. They will start getting to cleansed out of our system. So pranayama, breathing exercises, because it's a prana, and that will also help to raise our pranvayu shakti. It will cleanse our chakras. Chakras are connected to our emotional body, our breath body. It will the cleansing of the chakras will happen, and automatically the kundalini shakti will get initiated. It will also start rising up with our intention to be knowing ourselves as a spiritual being. So with our intention, we can raise our kundalini shakti also. So that is the second body, emotional body. Third is the mind, thoughtfulness, thoughts. Mind is thoughts, right? Mind's nature is to think always. So thoughts are, what do we do with the thoughts? They come and go. So mindfulness is the way to filter through the thoughts. Watch your mind, see what are the thoughts that you want to keep and what are the garbage thoughts. So whatever are the garbage thoughts, you want to get rid of them. Whatever is negative, whatever is going to bring your energy down, those are all negative. Anything that will bring your energy down, that will create stress for you, that you do not want to hear, do not like to hear, those are the thoughts that you want to get rid of it. So I always say that thoughts you can evaluate from 3 points. First is whether it's a useful thought, whether this thought that I'm thinking, is it really truth or is it my imagination? Is it truthful? Because a lot of time we imagine that somebody doesn't like us and then we are creating stress, which is not the truth actually. So evaluate it from the point of truth. Secondly, from the usefulness, how is it useful to keep such a thought? Is it serving any purpose to have a thought that the person doesn't like me? From the usefulness. And third is the kindness. Is it a kind thought? Is it giving me happiness and the person that I'm thinking about any kind of happiness? So if it is not a kind thought, if it's not a useful thought, and it may not even be a truthful thought, then why keep it? So if it fails from even one single point, then it's a garbage thought basically. So you can understand it from that point of view, that if it fails even in one point, even if it's truthful and useful but it's not kind, then it is still a garbage thought, because it's not giving you happiness. It's in fact creating stress within you. So you have to remove all the garbage thoughts. You have to filter through the thoughts. Thoughts keep coming and going, but you have to watch. Mindfulness means getting aware of your thoughts and only keeping those thoughts which are useful to you. That's the mental body. Intellect body is again full of memories and past experiences. So from the intellect body also you have to see what are the thoughts that are coming up. Are they coming up from the past, or are they present, or is it a future? Past is all just the learning experiences. Past experiences, just take out all the learning aspect from those thoughts and remove all the rest garbage around it. So that means only take out the learning aspect from every thought of the past, and the rest is who said what and who did what is all garbage. So you have to remove those garbage things out of your mind so that you can make space for the knowledge to flow in. So Those are the so keep filtering that. If it's a present thought, again, present thought is in your control. You can think, if you are thinking negative, you can instantly change into the positive thought. And future is again your imagination, that is not the reality. So you understand that, and if you want to think positively, which will not give you stress and which will create, because whatever we are thinking, that's what we are creating for ourselves. So you have to watch it, how you are thinking. So that is from the intellect body. All the information of the past also you have to filter and see what you want to keep and what is to be thrown out, removed out from the mind. And the last is the spiritual body, which is again your voice of consciousness. Start listening to it. That is the voice of your, you could say, your higher self, your soul, your God, whatever you want to name it. But that is the voice which is always guiding you in the right direction. And that you can hear it. A lot of time we hear it, but we ignore it because we want to listen to the mind. So if you start listening to that voice of your consciousness, you will automatically be guided in the right direction. So that's how you do the cleansing of all the 5 bodies, Shuddhoham part, so that once the cleansing start happening and once we start removing these layers of negativity that we are holding in our mind and in our all 5 bodies, automatically you will open up to the universe. Automatically the information from the universe will start pouring into your mind in the form of thoughts. So you have basically, by cleansing out your mind and your intellect body, you have made room for the knowledge to flow in. As I said, your mind is limited, so you have to make space for in your mind for the knowledge to come in. So that is the 5 bodies. Now so that is how we do the cleansing. So once the cleansing happens, automatically the knowledge will come in, and as the knowledge will come in, you will start using that knowledge, abiding in it, and you will see that you will be able to get free of all the bondages, free of all the negativities, all the vices that you're holding in your body, in your heart and mind. Automatically you will start getting freedom from all those things. Your behavior will change, your character will change, your thinking will completely change. And so also the information that is coming into your mind. That will be all pure and will guide you in the right direction. And will also show you what is the path that you need to take to go forward. And then Nityoham is, then you will be always in a balanced mode. That is samta mein rahenge. Samta means whatever happens out in outside circumstances, you will always be in your own peace, bliss, joy, love, in your own nature, seated in your own nature of Satchit Anand. Now, a lot of different religions, as I had said earlier, different religions talk about purification. That is all basically most of the religions are teaching. They are not talking about self-realization. They do talk about God and heaven, meeting God and heaven, but they do not really, a lot of them do not talk about self-realization. Self-realization is knowing ourselves, what is our true nature as Satchit Anand, which is we are not only the part of God, but we are the God ourselves. And realizing that, going through the experience of knowing ourselves as God ourselves. Now the religions most of the religions are not teaching that, but they are all teaching you the purification. So even if we go through the religion, we can go to get to the purification part done through them. And once we are purified, automatically the knowledge will flow, and automatically the further step of freedom will come, and also the experience of self-realization will happen, which will also give you understanding of who you really are. Now the scriptures in the Hinduism, they show you four paths to reach that goal of self-realization. So first is the bhakti yoga, or the bhakti path. Bhakti is faith, devotion. Faith in ourselves, faith in everything that we see and perceive, faith in God, if we believe in God, and faith in, basically faith in in everything that is positive. So following the faith towards the positivity, moving towards the light. So if you have that faith, and then devotion, what is devotion? Love. Love towards others, love towards ourselves, love towards everybody. Now here I want to mention first that when we are doing in these four paths, there are two aspects that we have to see. We have to really, if we just take care of these two aspects, our journey will become very easy. So these two aspects are, first is the heart, and second is the mind. So the mind, I just explained you through the Shuddhoham, how we can cleanse all the five bodies and our mind will get cleansed. Okay. Now heart, how do we manage the heart? How do we cleanse the heart? You just fill your heart up with love, compassion, and unconditional love. That's all you have to do. You just have to, if you just watch it, your heart is full of love for everybody and everything that you see and perceive, and also love for God, which is the Bhakti Marg also. So Bhakti Marg is basically relating to the heart. That is having devotion, love towards God and towards whichever God figure that you believe in. And if you don't believe in any God figure, you can have faith and love towards everything that you see, because everything is made of that energy and God is in everything. Basically that energy is in everything. And if we understand the word God also, the word God itself describes the functions of that energy. G is for generation, O is for organization, and D and growth, and D is for destruction. Going through the cycle of generating, taking birth, growth and destruction. So everything that we see and perceive in this universe has to go through that cycle. So if we start loving everything, living and non-living things, and loving means compassion, acting with compassion towards everything, giving out unconditional love to our fellow beings, to human beings, and to whoever we come across, then our heart will automatically get cleansed. So heart can be taken very easily through the Bhakti Yoga or through the faith and devotion. Second marg is the Karma Yoga. Karma means work, action, that's what it means. So the Karma Yoga has three aspects again. Nishkam Karma is doing actions for others, for benefiting others without any expectations for us. So when we do something for the other without expecting anything from in return, then that becomes a Nishkam Karma. And also, second part of that is accepting the results as they are. That is, we should not expect our results to be in a certain way. Whatever it comes, take it as a prasad buddhi, means whatever it comes, we take it as a gift from God. So we accept the results of the actions that we did. So that is the second aspect of the Karma Yoga. And third is dedicated to the God. So if we also dedicate all our actions to the God, then also we are doing the Karma Yoga. So that is the second part. Karma Yoga is the second aspect, second way of reaching self-realization. Third is Gyan Yoga. Gyan Yoga is knowledge. Reading scriptures, listening to the lectures, going to the satsangs, and getting the knowledge from anywhere and everywhere. That is Gyan Yoga. But just acquiring the knowledge doesn't help. We all read a lot of things, we all listen to different lectures, but it does not help us. Why? Because we are not abiding in it. So we have to remember that not only acquiring it, but also you have to follow it, believe it, and then abidance into the knowledge is very important. Using it in our day-to-day life, remembering it and using it in our day-to-day life. And that is Gyan Yoga. Just reading about it and forgetting about it will not help at all. That is not going to change you in any way. No cleansing will happen as a result. So all these, also the three things, the Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, all these are ways of cleansing. Again, explained by this in the Hinduism, yes, by the scriptures. But these are also, again, the ways of purification happening. So Gyan Yoga, and also getting the knowledge, and then abidance is very important in the Gyan Yoga. And the last is the Yog Marg, or the Raj Yoga, whatever we may call it. That means meditation, mindfulness, pranayam, all these yogic things, all the yogic exercises that we do, all these are covered under the Raj Yoga, or in the Yog Marg. So meditation is how does the meditation help? When we connect our mind to the higher power or higher energy or higher to a God figure, or meditate in any way that we are, lot of layers of negativity that are in top of our five bodies get cleansed. Because by raising the vibrations, those negativities always vibrate at a lower frequency. As we raise our vibrations, automatically the cleansing is happening. Automatically it happens. So meditation, doing regular meditation helps in the cleansing process. So these are the 4 marks that are given in our scriptures to follow for the self-realization. But basically, as I said, the main important thing is if we just take 2 aspects, that is just the heart and the mind. If we worry just these 2 aspects, we have to worry. So we want to make sure that our heart is always is purified, cleansed, and our mind. Now, when we are doing this, we have to see, the only thing that we need to remember is that whatever will raise our energy, that is positive. Whatever is, if we want to figure out what is positive, whatever is making us happier, whatever is making feels good, and whatever is raising our energy, that is going towards the light, that is going towards positivity. And if it is going to lower our energy, any kind of negativity, any kind of keeping any kind of anger or greed or jealousy in our mind, is going to only bring stress, and that is going to lower our energy, and that will only bring us away from our goal of self-realization. And so self-realization does, so what happens when we do get self-realized? When we do get self-realized, automatically we start, as I said, we are seated in our own nature of Sat Chit Anand. That means we have the knowledge of us as a spiritual being, as an energy, rather than this body and the mind. We get this knowledge. This doubt about us, this doubt of us is completely removed by going through that experience of self-realization. This doubt is completely removed because we do see ourselves separate from the body and the mind. Secondly, we are full of knowledge, and any knowledge that we seek, any questions that we put, automatically the answers come in the form of thoughts, in the form of visions. In any way the universe wants to show you, you will be shown all the knowledge, you will be given all the knowledge. Whatever you are seeking will be given to you, and you will also get a lot of powers, and those powers are to be used for helping others. It is not for you to show off and to get name and fame. Those are to be used for the help, for the welfare of the others, and also for showing the others the path to reach reach there so that they can also understand who they really are and get this same bliss and peace and love and happiness that you are feeling and joy. They can also feel that. So if everybody is joyful, everybody is happy, everybody is blissful, then there will be no fighting. There will be you won't have to teach anybody how to coexist in love. So the whole world will become like a heaven. So that is self-realization aspect. The person can just by thinking can manifest anything. So the material aspects really become immaterial actually, because then the material quest goes away. Whatever you want is automatically given to you by the universe in the material forms, and you become you could say an instrument in the hands of the universe to help others. So, and it doesn't mean that and then you're always blissful no matter what is going on around you, no matter how much havoc is happening. You are always seated in your own bliss and peace and knowledge, so that you can make wise decisions. Wisdom and intelligence is the result, and also the bliss and happiness. So self-realization is not very hard to achieve. All we have to understand and the sequence of all how to get there, and the how to get there is, as I said, Shuddhoham, purification, 100% purification has to come in automatically. Buddhoham, knowledge will come in automatically. You will be free. Muktoham, free of all the vices, all the bondages, all the fears, phobias, and past experiences. Everything will disappear. Your mind will quieten down. It will be focused on whatever you want to focus on. You will be able to achieve whatever you want within a second, within a minute. And you'll so Muktoham and Nityoham, you will always be in your own blissful state of samta, in balance, and also in bliss, peace, joy, love. That will become your nature. So you won't be having to seek that happiness that now we are seeking in the material world. That you won't be seeking. In fact, everything will be within you, and you'll be able to share that with others. So that is the self-realization. So self-realization is knowing yourself by experiencing it, not by the book, reading through the books, or by listening to the lectures. You cannot get the self-realization. Self-realization, even if your abidance through the knowledge also can cleanse you, but you have to go through the experience, and that experience comes only through meditation, Yog Marg, and that automatically happens. You don't even have to learn how to do the meditation. Automatically, as you get cleansed, you will your meditation will automatically start happening. And the more you meditate on the God, on the light, the more knowledge, the more open you will become to the universe. And the more you become open to the universe, the more blissful, more joyful, more knowledgeable, because knowledge is unlimited also, and so is the bliss. So that is the self-realization I want to share with you. It's very easy. It's not something that you cannot achieve in this lifespan. Anybody and everybody can. All we have to do is, as I said, just be mindful of making sure the cleansing part. And if we are not doing the cleansing part, and we are just doing the rituals and reading the books and not abiding into it, into the knowledge, and then we are just wasting our time. No kinds of rituals and no kind of knowledge, reading the books or getting the knowledge from others can help us unless we start abiding in it and cleansing ourselves. The cleansing has to be done. That is the purification. Shuddhoham is the first step towards self-realization, and that has to be achieved to get the experience of self-realization. And that experience is so blissful that after going through that experience, you don't want anything anyway, because that is a complete bliss, and it's very hard to describe it also. Full of light, love, peace, joy, happiness, bliss. So much of bliss. It's like euphoria. So I please encourage you guys or everybody to please attempt it. Work on your cleansing, purification aspect, cleansing of all your 5 bodies continuously. Work on it, and you will achieve it. And believe in it that you will be able to achieve it. Any questions?